G'day guys, it's Jake here. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research when it comes to investing. Please be sure to check out my links below, including exchanges I use and social media content that I post. All right, let's go. Okay, so another sort of weekly video going over the markets, what's going on in mostly crypto, but also quickly touch on the stock market as well. Look at the indices, of course, to some of what's going on in that land. But, some of these metrics I'll be showing you 4 in a row. Into the cryptoverse, we'll go over the crypto metrics is showing for Bitcoin in particular to see what the sentiment is like out there. And we'll start with this one. So we'll go with the Fear and Greed Index, Bitcoin in color-coded, okay? So you can see when it gets to these orange levels, it's really low and extreme fear, and it gets to this really bright green. That is extreme greed, okay? And we're looking at, tops here, 74, 78, and 81. So this is a little bit different to your regular Fear and Greed Index, okay? That I like to use online, but nevertheless, it is a Fear and Greed, and it's reading a neutral level at the moment, 47 particularly. And I suppose you do get these high readings if I turn everything off to get an idea of when these occur. All right. Doesn't matter. So you can see these 90 to 100 readings happen sort of end of 2024, as you can see here. Okay. So hit 90, 93. And then we got it in March of 2024. So that peak there. Righto. And all throughout this run up here from November 2020 to February 2021, okay, this really massive surge of Bitcoin in the post-halving year. And we got back here in June of 2019 when we had this sort of mid-cycle peak here, 95, 92. All right, so it does work, okay. I was wrong how I viewed this chart, and when you take away the colours, you can see it's much easier to see, okay. And you add them back again, and it brings back the price here, so you can show all right. Or you can hide the colours and just show the price. Okay, so there you go. It's plotted. And we're sitting at 47 at the moment. So we're quite neutral. Okay, there's nothing to be fearful about or greedy about. It's pretty sort of, flat and boring at the moment. As you expect, Bitcoin's sort of where it is in price range, and it's not really that far from all-time highs. But it's very far from the bottom. Yeah, it's very far from these extreme drops, yeah. All right, so that's that one. Next one, we're on the social metrics, historical risk. So social metrics really account for YouTube subscribers, YouTube views, Twitter analysts, Twitter exchanges, and Twitter layer 1s. It's basically all the attention that they're getting on these platforms, which is just YouTube and Twitter. Okay, would be good to see in the cryptoverse ads like TikTok, Instagram, and you can go on and on. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more you could definitely add to this metric to really cater for everybody, because not a lot of people are on Twitter. At least, my sort of generation, Generation Zs, are more so, Snapchats, TikToks and all that. But Twitter is more for really the projects themselves, the crypto projects, the crypto influencers, okay, and they're on YouTube as well. Twitter and YouTube are the dominant platforms for when it comes to crypto, and any other platform, it's not really getting that love, but hopefully it does eventually. Anyway, so the reading we got at the moment for Fear and Greed, social metrics, is 0. Actually, you can see the latest value is 0.000. So literally it's rock bottom. You can't go any lower. I don't think this chart goes negative. Does it go negative? I don't think it does, yeah. It just goes to 0. So basically, at this sort of period, 2016, August to November, we just sort of grinded upwards. But it was so early on in that bull run that, it had so much more to go, yeah. And the price climbed, and so this metric went up and up and up. And we crossed, so on this side got the risk. So we crossed up here and got really extreme, and the peak was here, and we crossed over the 0.8 risk, okay? So when it got to 0.8, this 2017 cycle, going into 2018, that was the top, all right? happened in this next cycle, 2021 one. So, really didn't even go down to zero in this next sort of the bear market all the way to the bull market. We you didn't see zero result. So the lowest it went was 0.0188, and at a higher low there, and just grinded higher and higher and higher, and just went as you expect, interest going up, price going up, and Bitcoin was like at these prices 9,000, 11,000, not even at its all-time high. It's at 19.25k. So less than its all-time high in the previous cycle. Yeah, the interest was a lot higher than where we are now. So, and then it just shot up like a rocket, which went vertical basically into the first peak, and it went above 0.8 risk to get this sort of topping pattern. First peak, we thought that was it. The bull run's over. We hit this overly euphoric retail interest, and you got right to the top. It got to 1. I think nearly got 0.998. It basically topped out this metric. Had a big sharp sell-off there, as we did with Bitcoin. Interest dropped off. Interest went up again and went above 0.8, okay, to get this second peak. And this price peak was higher than this one, but the metric itself, the social metric, was lower. Okay, so lower peaks in the metric and higher peaks in the price. And then from there, the price declined it. So the metric went down. Yeah, and we sort of went really choppy. Had this bit of euphoricness, sort of not really. This sort of interest sort of somehow come out of nowhere with this peak in 2024 when all the meme coins and all the low-risk coins were just going absolutely bananas, berserk. And you had Solana, and that was really outperforming. And Pump.Fun was getting launched and all this crap was going on. And then, obviously it consolidated, price went down, and so did the metric, went down, shot back up again. That sort of excitement when Trump got elected in 2024. And then we've just been going down, and we've just been hovering and flooring out and just absolutely showing no interest at all. It's absolutely remarkable to see this down here. And price is up here, right up here. Old near high time highs, not far off the top there. So 120 odd thousand Ks. Not kilometers, thousands, dollars. And we're up here, and metrics down here. So it shows we're still early in this cycle here. It needs to be showing levels of 0.8 risk. And when this will happen, who knows? I have no idea. I can't show you a prediction. But as seen here, we're looking at 0.2 risk here, quite low, and then all of a sudden it went parabolic here, went crazy. So this can happen, all right? It only takes, say, from October to get above 0.8, it went from October to February, all right? So that's 4 months, right, basically. 4 months. So anything's possible, all right? 4 months later, we could be looking at basically December this year, and it could be topping out, yeah? And it could be like this, short, sharp, and then bam, it's gone, it's done. Cycle over. This was double peak. This is a single top peak, right? So, next one, historical risk levels, all right? So for Bitcoin, at the moment, we're looking at 0.53, okay? So we're quite medium in the risk metric here. And, price is going higher and higher and higher. All right, so he's got this peak here in 2024. And then you got the hundreds, it's late 60s, hundreds, and then 120 odd. So price is going higher, but this metric is actually going lower. So risk is making lower highs, while the price is going higher. And look, we'll see where this goes. This could go, who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to predictions this video. We just got to follow it to see where you can get in nice dips. Because every sort of correction so far from Bitcoin, you get, on each run up and correction, run up, correction, run up, correction, up, down, up, down, up, down, okay? It's been around a 20% average correction for each one. Bitcoin hasn't corrected quite 20% yet, so we can see this one cool off a little more with price. I do see price coming down in September, so we'll see this more cooling off, probably hit 0.4 risk potentially. That's where I see it going anyway. Probably no lower than that. All right, not going down to these levels. It gets really, low risk. That's bear market territory down here. And same as the pandemic crash. He spiked down to 0.13, and got close to 0.1 here. We basically touched it there in December of 2018 and went quite low 2015 bear market. Okay, so and you're back here in 2011. You don't have this very often. This only happens in bear markets. We're not in a bear market, we're in a bull market. As far as I'm concerned, it just says otherwise. And yeah, risk might cool off a little bit more before going higher and hitting above 0.8. So you get 0.8 is your highest, sort of what you want to see minimum. And a lot of the times it gets 0.9, okay, and tops out. 0.9 here, as you can see, price tops goes down. 0.9, price tops goes down. 0.9. Yeah, you get the idea. 2013 and 20, even didn't quite get there in 2011. All right, got to 0.85 or so. So this, don't rely on this 0.9, and then that's it. You sell everything in one go. Just be careful and start selling when you see 0.8 and sort of exit out slowly. Yeah, therefore you can get roughly around the top. All right, that's the idea of this rest metric. Next one, monthly return. So really, what I'm seeing, and particularly for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin leads the whole market, okay, cryptoverse. It leads the whole market, and it's the king, and always will be the number one. So every other altcoin will have to follow it, and you can't expect otherwise. And based on this, okay, and look at the post-halving years. All right, so first post-halving year was 2013, okay? Let me have a pause there. So July was bullish. August was bullish. Okay. September was bearish. And October was bullish. Let's go to the next one. 2017, 4 years later. Bullish July, bullish August, bearish September, and bullish October. 2021, it's the previous cycle. Bullish July, bullish August, slightly bearish September. It was still bearish. And a bullish October. Currently, we've got a bullish July, bearish August. So this could flip bullish. Okay, so August is not over yet. We've still got 5 or 6 days or something like that left. Once it's done, this could end up being green or red. We don't know. This could be the first spread post-halving year ever in Bitcoin's history. If it goes green, whatever, cool, awesome. And then expecting a bearish September, as we've seen previously. So 2021 was bearish, 2017 and 2013. Okay, so we get this pullback correction, and then hopefully October is green, and so is November and December, and then just absolutely fun, from there. And just get your nice entries next month, and then sit back and relax, and then you'll be rich. All right, now the price. Let's have a look at price. Bitcoin is following quite sharply as we're speaking at the moment on the 3-day time frame. So far, you want to see what the correction is. I do. I'm really keen to see what it is now. And look, from wick high to body, currently where we are is 10.5%. All right, to the very low wick, this candle is 11%. So, like I said before, the average correction so far in this cycle has been 20%. All right, so I'll go back and measure it. We'll go back to the very start of the bear market. So the bear market was late 2022. Okay, so get past this part. And we'll go in the wiki time frame, just so we can get quickly in seeing it nice and neat. So the corrections we've had so far, I had this one here. It was around 20%, right? Roughly. Okay, this peaked, this low, 20%. This wick high to wick low. So I'm going from wick to wick. It's 20%. All right. This wick high, the wick low, 21% in the vicinity. This to this, and then you got really to this swing low, because this was a low, but this is a swing low before it shot back higher. All right. The swing low was 23%. Swing high, okay, this highest wick. You really count this one if you want to. They're both at the same height. To the swing low, it says a swing, 25%. All right. Swing high, swing low, it's 29%. So we had quite a sharper correction there, a shakeout, so nearly 30%. Okay. And look, you can go from here to here. You go from this high to this very low bit, and that's 32% all up. All right. So technically, if you want to count that, we've had a 30% correction. All right. So, and this to this is more than 30%. Yeah, we've had two 30% corrections. All right. So, but the swing highs, the swing lows, before you get another shoot up higher, is roughly around 20%. Okay. in shorter periods. And this one was deeper, it was 32%. All right, so I did lie about that. Sorry, apologise. No hard feelings. I don't expect us to correct that sharply. That was a really big, tariff shakeout. That was a bearish news, and it shocked the whole economy. Now that the stock markets were dropping quite heavily too. So, considering how far the stock market's dropped in this period, okay, Bitcoin did quite well. All right, so that's that. Then we go from this swing high to this swing low, and that was 12%. And currently we're dropping now. We're dropping quite sharply now as we're speaking. We're going to drop 111,000. Also happens. So this really weak high to where we are. Like I said, it's around 12%. So looking a bit firmer, and this line I've drawn here is 100,000. Is sitting around 20% correction. So we get this 20% correction. What I want to show you now is what's happened, throughout this bull run so far, and this bull market support band is quite a bit higher than that. All right, so we're crossing over right now the SMA and EMA. So the green line's the EMA and the red line's the SMA on the 21 week, and they're crossing bearish. All right, so it's bearish cross, and then price drops. Yeah, it was bullish here, and then it crossed bearish here, and then price went bearish. So it's sort of a leading signal. It was bullish here, it went a little bit higher, and then it crossed bearish, and then price went bearish. Okay, so can lead price? We don't know. But it's also a lagging indicator. All right, moving averages, it's all lagging. It's all it is collecting an average of price over time. All right, so don't take it to the bank, but it's definitely interesting to see. Nevertheless, we're seeing a bearish cross on the bull market support band, but it's quite a bit higher than the support level I've drawn, which is a 20% correction from week high to touching there. And we could go a little bit lower to trick people, and then saying we're going below 100 and that's it. But maybe take out this low here at around 98,000 or so. But it's a couple of grand's nothing. And then bring on the MA revenue and the 50-week moving average. So these are 21 weeks. This is 50, and it's rising as we're talking here. It was rising. And this thing, I'll get rid of the other corrections now. We get the idea. And it's rising, right? And price loves to come back down and retest it in a bull market. Yeah, comes back, retests it. Comes back, retests it. As you can see there, back in 2024. And we didn't quite get back to. We got really close to it here. Okay, but never below it. This is not the breakout, right? So, actually, I lied about that. It is. So it broke out here. Okay, this candle broke out of this 50 week, and it came back down. Never went below it. All right, we broke out of this 100 week. This blue one's 100, and broke out of that, and that was, signaled to be very, 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 very bullish. Okay, that was a massive shootout going into 2024. Right? So huge breakout there. But yeah, when we're in a bear market, we're below it. So we can fake it out. We stay below this pink, okay? But bulls above the pink. All right, so you can see this last bull market touched it, continued higher, all right? And we did it again here, all right? So that's that. And I can go back further and show you, but really I'm just giving you an idea that this signaling, its importance, this 50 week is very, very important. And like this is September time frame in the last cycle, we got a correction down to 50 week, okay? And the bull market support band, minute 2. So that's that one. And I'm not going to go back out of the cycle really. I need to show you. I've done in a previous video, proving that this MA is very, very powerful. As long as you stay above it. If you go below it, it's over. In my opinion, it's over. So this thing keeps rising here, and we eventually get to 100. We might stay for a bit. We want to hold this level. Yeah. If we break it, we're going down. Right? On the weekly time frame, I'm talking. Close a week, a few couple of weekly candles below it. It's bear market. All right, it's over. Tops in, and we're done. But we need to come back down. Probably check in with it again, and that'll be time to buy, in my opinion. That'll be it. That'll be fantastic. So don't be scared when it happens. All right. As long as you get a nice risk reading, okay, risk comes back down to the green. So I want to see this happening when this meets the MA, and then also the MACD comes back down. And particularly for me, the MACD on the 3-day time frame. All right, you want to see it cross down and bullish. If I click on it properly and come back down like this, you know what I mean? As this comes back lower, all right, September, and then boom, same as price, and then goes higher, yeah. And that's what I want to see, and goes high as it wants to go. I don't care how high it goes. It's 200,000, 250,000. Yeah, go for the world. You know, who cares? The moon's is not that far away. You know, so Bitcoin will definitely get there. It's only a matter of time. Not going to higher than those. Those levels are absolutely, they're quite high as they are. Double from here is quite potentially on the cards. Definitely don't see 300, 400, 500. You'll see other crazy price predictions. Ignore them. It's not going to happen. Just pay attention to these risk levels. This is another risk indicator that I use. Okay, so you've got this risk metric, and when it gets to, what I need to do is I need to modify the settings of this thing. If I click into it, there we go. Where are we? There you go on style. I need to go to change this to 90. All right. So when you really get this level, if it loads, see it reaches the top here. The very top, you get price up here, you get metric up here, touching the 90 line. That's the top of the market, yeah. Happening again here in 2017, top equals top, yep, rest metric. Same as 2013. They're all post-halving years, all right? So for every 4 years, and then you get the top, yeah. Even this sort of mid post-halving year top correspond with a peak in risk metric. So really, it's very, very telling what it can do, and it's pretty powerful. This is what I want to see, all right? And this is when I'll be out of the market completely. All right, so that's that. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, so let's get off logarithmic for a second and take these away. And you can see, so it's on the 3-day time frame. And I'll take away the 50 EMA. I'll leave the bull market support band on there. And we're seeing a double top sort of pattern playing out in the MACD. So you see these sort of rolling over and going bearish again. Whether it goes up here, okay, and just turns bullish here, or further down. I probably don't see it going down to the bottom. I'd say somewhere midway around the 50 level on this MACD, okay, and then off into the end of the bull market, yeah, the peak. So we're getting a correction now, as expected. And the reason being is the good thing is, it's a good thing actually. It's a great thing because it's made price has hit 49.54, which is its new all-time high. So it's got higher than the 2021 peak, all right, which was 4867. This went to 4954, so it's gone higher than this one. So that's a great thing to see. Eve's made a new all-time high, and with that comes strong resistance. It's been 4 years. Okay, so when that's significant price levels get reached, we get a correction. Yeah, we cool off for a bit. We might try a couple of times, who knows, and then bam, it'll break through eventually because it's a very, 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 very strong resistance. All right, so you can see back here we had this 4K resistance level. All right, and it sort of started back in the 2021 cycle. We had 4K here. Okay, had a massive wick higher than 4K, but it closed around the 4K level. We struggled here and we broke through it. All right, we did it again. Come up to it, reject it. Yeah, come up to it, reject it. Third time, come up to it, reject it. And then we came close to it and rejected, okay, and then it went higher and then broke through. And they've got all-time highs. Yeah, so that's exactly what's happened, which is great news. It's fantastic. But now if we need a bit of a cool-off, and I want to see this come back down to either 4,000 is the first target, and then eventually I see it's going down to 3,500. All right, and that really, to me, The reason being is this bull market support band. So the EMA is an SMA, okay, 21 week. So this could rise up. I don't know how it's going to look. Something like this, who knows? And then it meets it, yeah, and then goes higher. That'd be nice. Also, another reason why I do see this coming back down to the bull market support band. Well, firstly, it's this swing high here, okay, swing low, and we get very swing low there. You get a 0.786 fib. Okay, so that's basically that to that correction down to there, or another fib level is. How can I draw this? The bottom to the top, yeah? The bottom to the swing high. So bottom to top to bottom. So it was 0.786. And this is a 0.382, all right? 0.382 and a 786, yeah? So they sort of meet each other, these two metrics, numbers there. So, yeah, I do see this being the very good target, very sort of safe target to hit before continuing higher. The worst case scenario is bull market support band starts rolling over here at the 0.5 fib, and that's around 3,200, okay? So 3,500 or 3,200. That's where I see it going before we go higher. And break this all-time high definitively, and we hold it, okay? Break it. We come back down. We test as support, okay? And then Ferrum can do absolutely anything it wants to do, yeah? Wants to go $10,000, let it go. Let it explode. You know, banana zone will be approaching, and it'll be just wow. You know, altcoins will be just catching up. That's when they'll sort of catch up to ETH, and they'll do even better. And then everyone will be FOMOing in, and then the rug will get pulled, and then it will get wrecked. Yeah. So that's what I see happening. And another reason why I think the bull market support man needs to come back in September, as I can show you actually why. It's quite interesting what happens. 2021, what happened in September? All right, I think I've showed you this last week, I think. Correction here on the bull market support band, and went higher and made the final all-time high, peak of the post-halving year, 2021. And the last one before that, okay, this is the first post-halving year. And what happened in September? Here, so it reached to the bull market support band. Told you. And then went higher and then made the all-time high, okay, the very top of the 2017 cycle. So this can definitely play out, yeah? All right. And that's that. Okay, so that's the reason why, get rid of this MACD. That's the reason why I see is playing it again, okay, and then going higher, and then doing the exact same pattern and going higher. Probably, who knows if it goes to 2026, but it could go into 2026, yeah? Could be extended cycle. So it takes time to play out. Look, I'll probably leave it there. I think for this video, it's getting a bit long. All right, so I was looking at the stock market. I didn't get there. It's getting a bit long, this video. So we've got Bitcoin and ETH. Okay, so look, I could definitely branch out into making shorter videos and just talking at different metrics on the ICT, okay, in the cryptoverse, or I can do charting for different particular charts, and you know, like dominance pairs or just particular alt pairs, the dollar, you know, the stock market, the commodity market, whatever you sort of want to see. I could definitely look at doing those more in-depth videos because it takes a lot of time to mash it all into one. Okay, I like to explain one in detail itself. So that's why I talk about Bitcoin so strongly and why it matters the most, because it's the king of the cryptoverse. Yeah, so you can't talk about anything in the top 10. I think that's going to lead the market. Okay, it's Bitcoin only. All right, without Bitcoin, the whole market goes into zero. All right, but remember that it made this asset class, and it can break it if it goes down. The whole lot goes down. Yeah. Anyway. So we looked at different metrics, risk metrics, like historical risk, social metrics, fear and greed. Looking at the Bitcoin monthly returns to see what's going to happen next month. I do see a correction happening for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. And, yeah, it's going to be quite brutal, but don't get shaken out by it. It's a buying opportunity. Yeah, it's probably the last final buying opportunity before prices just go absolute bananas. Yeah. There's also, you can look for corrections along the way, but we're getting quite close to the end of this bull market, so don't expect too much. Yeah. So mania phase is imminent. Banana zone is on the horizon, so don't miss that. You want to jump on board before it takes off, and it will absolutely leave everyone behind, and FOMOing people back in, like I said, and then you're buying up the top, and then the big guys will sell, dump on you, and you'll be left in the dark, crying, complaining, and it's your fault. So don't be like that. Follow the moves of you look at your favorite influencers, but just be careful because they could be selling you stuff. Okay, selling you coins that they just would get paid to promote anyway. So just don't fall for those traps. Really follow good influencers, and that's why I use the Cryptoverse. His charts. Also, if you follow Benjamin Cohen, who's the creator of that software, he puts out fantastic analysis on YouTube and Twitter. So follow him, Benjamin Cohen. And the altcoin analyst is another guy to follow. So they really they care about people. Yeah, they're not selling you anything to benefit, make a quick buck, and pump and dump on you, take your hard-earned money. They're just making analysis. It's educational purposes, but it's very, very, very good analysis. Okay, so don't take it for granted. There's an altcoin analyst is a small channel. He's got 3,500 subscribers. Yeah. And the Benjamin Cohen, he has close to 1 million. So he's quite large, but he's quite honest, yeah. So pick your influencers, what you want to follow. They're the ones I follow, okay, personally. And, if you want to follow me, it'd be even much appreciated if you do that, to bring up my small channel, which has a fraction of altcoin analysts as subscribers. So I'm really slowly growing, but it's not nowhere near the growth that these two have gotten. So please help me out and definitely give me a follow. So if you like this video, please smash the like. Comment your thoughts below. Subscribe, okay? Please subscribe to stay updated. And be sure to check out my links below. And I'll catch you next one. Cheers.